Hello everyone, welcome to Sharon Dalton Independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Gogango, which is located in central Queensland. Tonight I am showing you a demonstration that I avocado made and posted to Demonstrator Planning Place. So I'm just going to get my other device up. Hello Kay, how are you, love? And I'll be with you in a minute. So just bear with me. Just got to get into the right right page. How are you, Kay? Are you good? How's your knee, darling? Hope it's getting better. Right, we're just going to the other device now. Okay, let's have a look here. Just bear with me for another couple of seconds while I get this going. Oh, look, there it says I'm live. There we go. Yep, I'm all good. I can hopefully watch for comments now. Sorry about seeing the top of my head. I've been to the hairdressers today, so yeah, it was a bit of a slow day today because had to have my car in at the service department at 7:30 this morning, so that meant we had to leave home here by 6:30. So, hello Lisa, how are you, love? Thank you for joining. Yeah, so I've spent the whole day in town. I didn't really get home till nearly 6 o'clock, so then I've thrown my dinner down my mouth, and here I am sitting here ready to start this demo. So I don't know if you girls knew, but on the Demo Planning Place in Facebook, if you're a current Stampin' Up demonstrator, I placed a card yesterday or the day before, and I've had so many people ask me to oh, thanks. So many people ask me if I can demo how I did it. Now it's really quite simple, so I'll show you how to do it. So it's just basically using our blending brushes, Memento ink, and household bleach, basically. So all things that we probably have got laying around our studio or our craft room. So maybe not so much the bleach, but I brought it in to show you tonight. So thank you, Kay. Yeah, I had my hair done. I've got the CQ Paper Lovers retreat this weekend, so I thought I'd tizzy up my hair. So yeah, so okay girls, well I might get into it. I'm going to flip you up to the ceiling and then flip you down the desktop. So if you get giddy, please don't look now. And yeah, we'll get going. Okay. Now I just have to check where our video is situated. Let's give it a bit of a straighten up. There we go, it looks pretty good. How's that? Looks further away there on the screen than it does on the actual camera, but that's okay. Your knee's still giving you some issues. Oh, that's a shame. What have you been up to, Lisa? For those of you who have just joined me, please pop in and say hello. My name is Sharon Dalton and I'm coming to you live from Gogango. It's a sleepy little town of 14 houses, and there's 2 Stampin' Up demonstrators in town here. So we love to get together and make some crafty things. So please leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I would love that. And this card that I make tonight, somebody will be getting it. Okay, so this is my little studio, just working and crafting. Righto. This is my little studio here at Go, StudioShabaz. So I've got this painting painted on my front wall. But let's get into it, because I'm sure you're not here to listen to me talk shop. So this is the card I am talking about. So I don't know if you've seen it or not, but this is, hello Mum, how are you? Thank you for today. It was great to hang out together. So yeah, so this is the card that I will be replicating tonight. Now I will be doing it in a very smaller version so that we can get it done quicker. So how I've created all of these lines in the back of the card is by using the blending brushes and a torn up piece of grid paper. So on my desktop you can see lots of pieces of grid paper torn up there. So that's how I got all these different lines, and that's just the colors that I have used to create the different layers. Okay, and then all these little splotchy spots here are just from a sprinkle of water. But if you look here in the leaf design, which is from, oh thanks Lisa, which is from the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set, and that's on page 46 and 47. So that's the one, but I'm going to try a different stamp tonight and see what kind of effect we get. Yeah, so, and then inside these leaves here, what has happened when I've used the bleach, it has pulled the color out of the, from the cardstock. Well, from the white layer, I should say. So that's what that has done. Up here you can see it's just made that blue a little bit lighter. But let's get into creating this background. And then I had a little piece left over, so I've just put it on the front of my envelope. I know everybody said I should frame this piece, but I just think I'd love to give it to somebody. So, yeah. Okay, let's get cracking. Pop those water painters up there. So yeah, as you can see, I've got my piece of cardstock in here, and I've got some washi tape. I don't know if you can see across the top up here. I've got some washi tape. So I'm going to start with my Night of Navy layer. I'm going to use this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that as high up there as I can. Don't know if that's straight. Let's see, can I do it this way? No, there we go. I'm just going to do that. Put that up there, put a bit of a magnet on it, and then I'm going to put some washi tape on the edge here. So I've got a few brushes here, but I'm going to use my Night of Navy with my Night of Navy ink. Thanks, Mum. Now when I do blending, I use a block. I know lots of people just blend straight into their ink pads, but I like to use a block. Then I don't seem to waste as much. So I'm just going to move that over slightly so I can pop that down there. So again, just blending with your blending brush. And then I'm going to put another one just like this, and hold this one down with some washi as well. Okay, just so you can get the depth and the variation of color on our card. You must get some washi tape. Yes, it's a good thing to have. So just blending from the outside first onto your page, onto your piece of cardstock, and just blending lightly and slowly, because it's easier to add more ink than to try and take it away. So I'm not putting very much pressure on this at all, but I'm holding it down so that I don't go underneath where I'm trying to make that blended area. So I'm going to come back in and grab some more Night of Navy, and as you can see, I blend it out on my block first, and starting on my paper and coming on again. Because if you go straight onto your paper, you will you'll make a big splodgy mark. I'll show you. Right? Pretend this is my actual paper down there. If I just go straight onto it, see how you end up with a big splodgy mark? So that's why I always start on the edge and work my way in. Now just being careful that you don't put ink anywhere down here on the bottom half of this. Okay, so there's my first bit. So I'm just going to pull that off so you can see. See how we've got that edge? Now I'm going to grab another piece, and it doesn't matter. You just got a torn edged piece. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to grab this one, and I'm going to swap now to my boho blue. Yes, I'm going to waste a little bit of ink here, wiping it on the chamois, but it's not as much as I could have wasted. And then I just get a cloth and I wipe that off just to make sure there's no excess there. Yes, I need to watch my fingers. Oh, my fingers will be sore again. So pop that Night of Navy away. You don't need that for the moment. So I'm just going to pop that up there out of the road. Now I'm going to use boho blue as my next colour. Okay. Hello, whoever's just popped in. Please come in and say hello. Leave your name and tell me where you're watching from. I'm very happy that you come to see what I'm up to tonight. I'm just going to go along a little bit. Might find another piece actually. This one might be better. That one's the same one. So I'm going to just move it down a bit, and that creates the different layers that you can see on my card. So just using that washi tape again to hold it down. And as I said, this time I'm using boho blue. So I'm just going to put a little tiny bit on the corner there. And again, bringing my blending brush in onto my block. And then now, holding it down again, starting on your paper and blending over that other piece. And again, getting some more boho blue ink. Because my paper's got a bit too much dark ink on it there. It's making it a little bit darker than I wanted. I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to put this piece down just so I don't have so much of that blue ink. Now you can do this as many times as you like, and it's until you get the gradient in the color that you like. Like I definitely haven't got the nice light blue in there that I'd like, So I'm going to flip this piece of paper over and move that down a bit. Some more washi to hold it in place. Grab this one from here. Hold it in place again. Some more ink on my block. I hope everybody's had a lovely day. I have had a lovely day. I spent the day with Mum and we did a few things together. Right, so starting off my page and coming on. It is better if you don't have the other inks already on your page, but I can't do anything about it because I'm using what I had on my tabletop. Okay, I want some more ink on there. So it looks like I'm putting a lot of pressure, but I'm actually not. I'm not putting much pressure on that brush at all. Blending brush. That's a bit better. It's a nicer blue. Now the reason my card had splotches on it was because up here I must have flicked some water onto it originally, so then I decided, oh well, I need to flick some more onto it. So that's why it's got big splodges of ink on there. So as I was saying, I posted this card on Demo Planning Place and everybody loved it, and I thought, I only posted it there because our DDM from Queensland, Claire Langsford, she posted how to use the bleach technique. So I thought, oh, she posted it, I'll show her that I was watching. So now I'm just going to change that color now to bring in some of the Blackberry Bliss. So put that out of the way. So far I have used Night of Navy and Boho Blue. Clean my thing off again. It's a bit of a process. I did actually try it on watercolor paper and it works wonderful as well. I fairly well saturated my watercolor paper with ink. Now I'm going to use actually Misty Moonlight first before I do that, just to put a bit of darkness down there. Actually, I mightn't have, you know. I think I went straight into Blackberry Bliss. Right, let's have a look here. Put that misty down the bottom, I think. We don't want a misty brush, we want a Blackberry Bliss brush. Now, I don't have a colour for every ink pad that I've got, but I do like to kind of, you know, use the colours in the same family when I'm blending, because you can wash these brushes out. And I need some more washi tape. Here we go. Yeah, you can wash them out, but it takes a little while for them to dry. I'm too lazy to, can't be bothered waiting for that. So I just keep rubbing them until most of the colour's out, or use similar colourways. Where's the rest of it? There we go. There's our washi. Right, so as I said, I'm using Blackberry Bliss. Now, this is a very strong colour, so I would suggest to be very light-handed. Move up a little bit. And so again, starting on your grid paper and blending your colour over into the boho blue. It just gives such a great look to your card. And the more, you can always go in and add more ink, but you can't take it away. So just start out lightly. because I want a couple of layers of Blackberry Bliss here, I'm going to move this down. See how I've only got one bit there? Well, I'm going to, I want some, I might turn it over. Don't want that piece. This one might work better. There we go. Happier with that. Find the end of the washi again. Should turn it over, shouldn't I? Couple of bits more. Wishy-washy. Who else loves washi tape? I use it all the time on my die cutting machine. I've even used it on scrapbooking pages. So again, coming back into my ink and blending onto my paper first and coming and blending over the top of this piece that I've put over the top. And every time you add a layer, it creates a different color of, you use it a bit. Oh, that's good, Lisa. Yeah, every time you see how there it's kind of lifted up, so you got to try and be careful not to do that if you can help it. But sometimes it just happens. And this is the other thing you'll get, is inky fingers. If you don't like inky fingers, this is probably not the technique for you. Put a pair of gloves on. Now I've just kept that one fairly light, but as you can see how it just blends through and makes a beautiful background. So I'm going to keep that color out, and I'm just going to get another block because I want some more of that up the top. So I'll just keep that one. Okay, so now I'm going to use Calypso Coral. Now this is quite a bright orangey peachy kind of color. So again, you don't need a lot of strength to this. Here we go. What have I got? There we go. Oh, I'm getting to the end of this tape. Now I'm just doing it on the Stamparatus because it just won't move then. Just wash your hair in the morning, inky fingers will be gone. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, so I've just got a dark orange here, so that's what I use for this one. And as I said, it's quite a vibrant one, so you don't need a lot of colour. So starting off on your piece of grid paper, and I just tore it into a million little bits. Just created some valleys and peaks. So what's everybody been doing? So depending on what colors you use as to what kind of scene you could do. I do love these blending brushes. I bought some cheap inferior ones, and can I tell you, I quickly realized that yes, they might be a little bit expensive in our catalogue, but oh, the quality is so much better. So don't scrimp. Is what I've learnt. Hi Marg, how are you, love? That's okay. trying to tidy up your craft room. Oh, you don't want to see mine. It's a bit of a disaster zone at the moment. Trying to get organised to go to Lizzie's retreat this weekend. So now I'm going to use Peach Pie. So swapping out my blending brush again, I'm going to remove this piece. And then I'm going to find another piece that doesn't have much colour on it, because I want to use a very light colour this time, and this is the Peach Pie. So I've got that on that side, so I'm going to, ooh, yeah, maybe there, how much room have I got in the bottom? Because I wanted to add some more Night of Navy. Okay, let's go with this. So Marg, if you haven't seen, SU products are on the pricey side but worth it. I totally agree, Lisa. I would never buy you know, anything else. I do love our products as far as stamping and stuff like that, but I just saw these nice colourful ones that were the same colour as our new ink pads, and I thought, oh, they might work for the new colours. But yeah, when you try to blend with them, they're very scratchy. So here's our Peach Pie. This is one of our 5 in colours. It's actually probably one of my favourites, along with the Summer Splash. So again, starting off the edge of your paper and blending on. And because we've got that other Calypso Coral underneath there, when you blend with this other peach colour over it, it really makes the Calypso stand out a bit more. And every time you do this, it will be different. You can't get the background the same as what you got the time before or the time before that. It will all be different. Has anyone tried this technique? Righto. That one looks pretty good. I know I'm wasting a bit of ink there, but there we go. So that one was Peach Pie. Off. Put my blending brush over there. Now I'm going to bring back in Night of Navy. I only want a little tiny bit of it, but because we don't have much room left at the bottom of our card, I just want to bring a bit of darkness down the bottom here. I'm going to go fairly straight. Now I'm going to try not to blend too much into that Peach Pie. I want to try and keep the 2 colours separate if I can, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but that's why I said I don't want a great deal on my block, because we're only doing a little tiny bit of colour. Come on. Might need some more washi. See if I can pull this bit off here without it ripping. There we go. Okay, so yeah, back in with the Night of Navy, but try and, oops, see, I didn't start off on my paper. Try and stay off of your Peach Pie and Calypso Coral. But I just want to add a little bit of that darkness down here, down the bottom. Looks great on the screen. Yeah, I just want a little, oh, there goes my washi. Just want a little bit of that colour down there. good. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to do that top and bottom. Hello to all those who've just joined. Please pop your name in and tell me where you're watching from. I thank you and appreciate all of you popping in. Hello Vic, how are you, love? Thank you for joining me tonight. I was just saying to the girls I'm going to put some Misty Moonlight on the bottom and back up the top. So I've just got myself some grid paper here, and I'm going to try and get, oh yeah, that might work. Try and get myself another line of down here. There we go. So we're going with Misty. Now Misty's quite a dark one actually, so it looks really great. Now if you wanted to create a horizon, you could start off with your sunny colors up the top and then your water colors down the bottom. So just blending it out like that. Trying not to go too much into that Night of Navy. It's very different to the boho, and as you can see, because I've put the other colors over it, you can't really see the boho there now. What have you been up to, Vic? Is it getting cold down your way? Right, starting on your paper again and blending again. And then for the very last bit there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this piece of paper over the top just so I can get another little variation of a line. Excuse my hand there being in the way, but please don't move. Move just slightly. Oh. So start on your paper and then blend onto your base. Oh, we've still got a little gap in there. Let's add another little darkness and lightness in there. You have that little bit of a gap sometimes. I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on. It sounds like I am, but I'm not really. Oh, we still got one. Well, I'm just going to blend that one in. And see here, see how I've put a mark there? That's because I would have brushed it. Now I'm just going to pull this one off at the top so I can do the top layer. Hold that up there, Mr. Magnet. Right, let's have a looky-see here. I'm just going to cover this as best I can. Off the edge and off the edge. And then I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight on the top again. Yeah, I saw you got a new car, Vic. So again, blending from the outside of your paper onto your background. I do love the colour of Misty Moonlight. How did we go? Oh, we still ended up with a little gap, so that's okay. We just find another piece of paper and we try and fill it in. So if we go like that, just trying to find a bit of washi that'll stick. It's a little bit tedious, this part, but it looks great in the end. Right. I'm shaking my table, I know that. Now you don't have to dry this or anything when you're going to stamp with your Memento ink over it. You just stamp straight onto it. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of a layer in there. There we go. So I've just got this little bit down here. What do you reckon, girls? Do you reckon that looks pretty good? So, as I said, I've used the same colours, but I've definitely got two different, oh, I've got to be careful, two different backgrounds. What do you reckon? I love it, love it. Okay, so now becomes the fun stuff. So I'll just clean that block off. Now, one thing I will recommend when you're using bleach, to make sure you're in a very well ventilated room. Try not to use it in a closed up room. Impressive, yes, Kay, it's amazing, isn't it? And I am using it in a measuring cup, which I have labelled bleach. So I'll put that one away in the cupboard when I'm finished with it. And it's just inside another measuring cup because this one was a bit unstable. So I just popped it in there. And I'm also using an old aqua painter that we used to have. Because it's got a nice fine tip on it. Now in my barrel I have a little bit of water and a little bit of bleach, but the main thing is I'm going to dip it into the bleach. I just want the bit of water in here to keep my nib a little bit wet. Okay, so and then I'm going to dip into the bleach, but I'm not going to do that just yet. But on page, what page did we decide? 100 and something. Let me have a look. 119. I'll just move that bleach again. I've got it on a coaster over there. On page 119 are our water painters, and you get 3. So you get a fine one. But because I use these for ink and stuff, I'm not going to put bleach in them. A really thick one, great for making backgrounds. And then a bit longer, thicker nib on that. So that is on page 119. Now, because it's a water-based technique, I'm still going to just use Memento Black because if I was to use, what's it called, Stays On, it's a... oh, what is the word? Can't think. I'm just trying to get one. A solvent-based ink. Yeah, so you want a water-based ink to do this technique. Okay, so here's our memento, and here's the stamp from Thoughtful Wishes. So that one is on page 46 and 47 of the catalogue. So the idea is to have an image that has open lines. The other one I'm going to try is this one, not on this piece. I'm going to quickly do another background, is this one, and see whether any of the ink lifts out of these detailed stamp. It was just something I wanted to try. Okay, so let's stamp away. Now, making sure you've got a good coverage of ink on your cling stamp. I haven't tried it with a photopolymer stamp yet. Now I'm going to start in the middle for the simple fact that then I can work out where I'm going to put the rest of the images. Done one, and hopefully I end up with a leaf right there where I've made a mistake, and it'll lift that colour off. But anyway, if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. It's all about the art of making it, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to put this one about here, I think. Oh, not quite. Too bad. And then again, making sure you've got a good coverage of ink on that image. Now, ladies, I really do appreciate you coming on tonight and watching me. I know time is very precious, but I just thought you would like to find out how I did this technique. Now, you could fill in these little gaps if you wanted to, but I don't think it really needs it because we've got so much else going on. Okay, so I'm just going to move that one out of the road. So now, because I'm going to use the bleach, I'm going to bring in our silicone matte, just so that I can protect our surface. Put that up there, and then I'm going to bring back in the bleach. Now, like I said, I've got some water and some bleach in this barrel, so I'm going to try and get a little bit of water on my brush. See how there's a little tiny bit coming out there? I don't want it dripping wet. I just want enough water on it just to keep my nib moist. Okay? You probably can't see that, but there's a little tiny bit of watery there we go. Right, so you're only going to just dip a little bit of bleach. Now, the bleach that I'm using is this one, Domestos Multi-Purpose Bleach. But if you've just got home brand bleach, you're also watching the footy, Vic, are you? Well, that's good. So what I did first was I started with the one that was furthest away from my hand, because you don't want to put your hand in the bleach. So I'm just going to start to colour now, and you will see that it lifts the colour almost immediately. See how it's lifted the colour out of that? Because you definitely don't want to have bleach on your hands. Okay? So again, just dipping it in. You don't need to soak it. Like, I'm just touching the bleach, and that's it. Okay? So again, just colour that image in, and you can see that it lifts it up straight away. Now, you probably don't even need to dip every time. I just love how it just lifts that away. Now, if your brush was too wet, you may have a little bit of bleeding outside those lines. Can you see that? Oops, let it focus. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so now it's simply a matter of doing the rest of the leaves. So again, working away from your hand, not where your hand's going to be sitting in the bleach, because you definitely do not want bleach on your hand. I just love how it just pulls that color out. Very, very cool technique. And as I said, if you're a demonstrator, go to, thanks Del, how are you, love? Go to Demo Planning Place and check out the video that Claire Langsford did. Showing us how to use it to stamp with. I didn't actually use it to stamp with. I've used it to lift the color away. I don't know if I did that one, but I'll do it again. What do you reckon? Cool technique, girls? So I'm just going to wet my brush a little bit. You're watching quietly. Get a little bit of water in that brush. See how there's a little bit coming down there? And then back into the bleach, but you don't need a lot. Looks so good. Whoops, I dipped it a bit too much that time. Let's take a little bit off. Who's gonna try this technique? Let me know. I'd love for you to share your creation on my page once you've created your card with this technique. So it's very, very simple. And you can get multiple looks with it. Lisa, you're gonna do it. Good girl. It's amazing what happens when we just have a bit of a play. I watched Claire do it with the stamping, and I thought, oh, I wonder if we can lift the colour off by painting. So that was what I just decided to do. You're going to give it a try, Vic? Good girl. It would be an easy class. This one, you'd have to make sure that everybody brought their own blending brushes along, just so that everybody had a blending brush. Like I said, I'm going to try it with that quite closed. Yep, you're going to give it a... You did the swipe technique today. Oh, what's that one, Kay? What's the swipe technique? Teach me something. getting there with all these leaves, just making sure I'm not putting my hand in any of this bleach. I definitely don't want bleached skin to go away this weekend. You're going to give it a go, Mum? That's good. And you don't need a very heavy hand to be doing this. It's just, I'm just barely touching my stamped image as well. But I do love how it lifts that colour completely out. Is that swiping a baby wipe across? Yeah, what's the swipe technique, Kay? Do tell. I've got a bit too much there. Sorry, I'm concentrating, girls, making sure I'm getting all these leaves. I've done the baby wipe technique where you put the drips of re-inker on the page. I've done that one, but never heard of the swipe technique. How's that? Look at that. I should have taken a photo, a before and after photo. I'll have to do a screenshot. There we go. I'll wait for it to focus. But how cool is that? Might have to put a sentiment there, I think, where that little bit of a mark is. Oh, I think that looks so good. Would this work if just to lift the colour off the card? Well, we can try it because I've got a bit of cardstock here. We can try that, Del. I'll stamp that other image on it and we can try that. But what do you reckon? Pretty cool, hey? Or the ink pad direct to cardstock. Oh, Kay sent me a photo on Messenger. Okay, I'll have a look. And then just squeeze your brush again and get some more water. And you can also rinse your brush with a bit of just plain water on your cloth and just rinse your brush in there. Yes, I've still got bleach in it, but this is an old rag. Oh, wrong lid. That won't work. Righto, so let's grab a piece of cardstock and try what Deli was talking about. So here's a bit of sweet sorbet that I've got left over. And what else is this bit here? There's another bit here. Oh, this is a little bit. Let's try that bit. What else have I got? I'll just leave that there for you to look at. Oh, what about this blue? Boho blue. Let's have a look. So what Claire Langsford did was she actually stamped directly into, say she had a pad of bleach here, like a baby white pad or something. I can't remember what she actually used. And then she put some bleach on that and she actually stamped directly into with her stamp and stamped. And she used the new one, Spotlight on Nature. So can we still see that if we move that up a bit more? Using 3 to 4 ink pads and just to swipe the pad randomly over your card to create the background to decorate. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, right, let's have a look at this. So let's do the 2 different images. So let's do the really solid kind of leaf from the stippled rose, and then let's do this leaf in the Memento. We can only but try. It's only a piece of paper. Sorry, I'm just making a mess there. We can only but try. I'm just going to shove that under there. There's that one. I'll just give this one a bit more, seeing as though it's a bit more of a solid image. Oops. There we go. So there's our two images. Just pop them over there. Now I'm going to use the bleach again, just a little tiny dip. It doesn't have to be saturated. So let's see, Kay. No, Del. Yep, it's working. It is making it bleed a little bit, but maybe because my paintbrush is a little bit wet this time. But it is pulling that colour out of the cardstock. And again, making sure you don't put your hand in the bleach. I'm finding that it's making it a little, it's bleeding just ever so slightly, but it could be because I wet my brush too. But it is actually lifting that colour out. So obviously this boho blue has a greeny kind of undertone because the colour that's coming out is a greeny yellow. That is cool. How cool is that, girls? Now I do have a couple other samples that I've made for you. I'll show you those ones. I'll leave half of it done and half of it not done so we can see the difference. Now I'm going to do this solid, more solid image here. Let's see what happens on this. What's it called? Sweet Sorbet. Okay, let's have a look. Can't see anything much happening yet on that one. Might prove interesting. Yes, most definitely. The two different other ones I did were both on watercolor paper with a watercolor background, and they both had different results. One I did similar to this with the 5 new in colors, and then the other one I used the Layers of Beauty. Now I can't really see much happening. It is kind of lifting the Sweet Sorbet out, but it's not discoloring my my water paint or aqua painter. It's not discoloring that, but it is lifting the color out. Whoops, a bit heavy-handed there. I might do one more leaf. And leave the rest. Whoops. Colouring outside the lines. That's not allowed. There we go. I'll leave those ones there. I don't want to put it on my other background, but because it might take the colour out of it. I'll put that one there and turn that one that way. Righto, I'm going to put the bleach over to the side and clean my brush off again. Give it a little spray with some water. Yeah, something's actually happening there. Oh, that's what else I wanted to show you. I'm going to take a photo of it first. I'll put that one there and that one there. I wanted to show you what happens when you sprinkle water droplets on it. Okay, I'm going to take a photo first. So let me find my camera. We need a before and after. I wished I'd taken one way before, but anyway. There's one before I put the sprinkles on it. So all I do is spray some water into my palm of my hand. Right, so I've got a bit of water in there. And then I just dip my fingers in that and flick. Okay. Now, I wonder what would happen if we use bleach. But there's quite a bit of water on that. I didn't realise I'd put that much water on there, but looks okay. So what is happening is the water is drawing the colour out from the background as well on that. So we'll just let that one dry for now. And I'll bring these guys back in. Oh, I can smell that bleach. Whew. So I'm just going to put them up there so you can still see them. And then I'll bring in these other two samples that I played with. Now, I haven't completed a card with them, but it'll give you a good indication. I just used our Fluid 100 paper, and this first one is the one I did with all the 5 in colours. And you can see that it's taken all that colour out. It is a bit more porous, but so you have to be careful not to really get it outside the lines. Yes, I really like it too. Yeah, so that's on watercolor paper. Now you need to wet your watercolor paper as well as your block with all your colors on and put it onto the watercolor paper, because otherwise it's too dry and it soaks up and you don't get as much of this nice blended background. Love it. I need to find a suitable stamp. Yes, I'm sure we've got plenty in our stash. Right, so that's that one. So I'll just pop that down there just so you can have a look at the difference it makes. And then this one, I use the Layers of Beauty stamp set. I'll just get it so I can show you. No, that's the Stippled Roses. Oh, I don't know where my Layers of Beauty stamp set is. I did take it to town with me today, but this is the Layers of Beauty. So what I actually did there was I only took the ink away from the roses, and then I coloured in the centres with our pencils and our leaves with our colouring pencils. So that just gives you another idea of how you can use it. I just think you got to be careful. See how there's a bit of bleeding in there? obviously because the paper is so porous, once I put the bleach onto it, that it took out the edges of the stamped image. So that again is stamped in Memento. So yeah, so there's quite a few different little ideas and techniques there that you can use. I think it would be perfect for a technique class. What do you reckon? So I'm very happy with that. So what I will do is I'll make these cards up over the coming days. It won't be tomorrow. I'm going to a retreat this weekend, so I'll take it away with me. But these ones look great, how it's pulled out the colour of those. So I'd love to try that on different colours, see how it looks. But it has worked on that one. I love it. I wonder, oh, I've cleaned my brush. I was just going to say, I wonder what it'd be like if I splattered some bleach on that. But I'll try that and show you the end result. So thank you all for watching and commenting. I will get around to drawing all of these cards I've made over the last few months that I haven't got sent out to everyone with what's been going on in my life. So I will endeavour to do that, and then somebody from tonight or the next coming days when I decide to draw the random name will get one of these cards that I have made. So I really, really, really appreciate you all watching, and come again next Thursday night and watch what I create. How's that? There we go. I'm bringing it up closer for you to have a look at now. So I'm pretty happy with that. Always great to join your class. Am I going to see you tomorrow, Kay? Are you coming to Lizzie's class? Lizzie's retreat? I hope so. Righto then, ladies. Thank you very much. And once again, I really do appreciate it. Good night for now. Bye.